What's up, guys? Welcome to the video today. Today we're going to be talking about what a CSS container is, or what is a container class, and why do we use them, and just kind of like what are they? Because sometimes if you're like a new developer, you might hear the term like container or wrapper used a lot, and people always be like, oh, we're going to put a container around this, or we're going to put a wrapper around it. And as a new person learning development, that can be confusing because you're like, what does that even mean and where does that come from? So I'm just going to make a little video on this because it's something that kind of had me confused for a little bit back when I was first learning web development. So yeah, I thought this would be helpful for anybody out there who wants to know what that is that's new to coding for the web. So I'm on a website here just to show you some examples called Dribble with 3Bs, dribble.com. And this is a website for like designers and web designers and graphic designers. And it's good just to look at like professional design examples. And this is the website that I used to use when I was first learning how to code with HTML and CSS and build web pages. I would come here and I would build, or I would try to copy the designs that people submitted on here to try to make it look as close as I could to copy or just try to get better at web development, because the only way to get better is to build stuff on your own and trial and error. So anyway, so we're at Dribble here, and I'm going to just type in web. And as you can see, we just have a bunch of like web designs here that could be for websites, and these are just submitted by like Dribble members, I guess. I think they submit designs on here, and it's like a kind of a place where people can like them. It's like a social marketplace for web design. And like you can get clients on here and people can contact you for work. These are just like examples of what they can design for you. But you'll notice that with all these designs is like, if you just look at the previews, or we can even just click on it. Aw. Hang on. Alright, so here's all the designs here. We typed in web, and we have all the designs here. And these are all just like web designs and previews from web designers. Dribble's like kind of like an online social marketplace where designers can show off their skills and get clients and talk to each other. And we'll notice here, if you can even just see on like the previews that all of the designs, so we'll just click on this one to make it bigger. You can just get like little screenshots of them, I think. I think you have to like pay or something to view the full design for a lot of these, but see, like this is an agency on here. This is a whole agency, and they have a YouTube channel. Free shout out. But anyway, we don't really care about that. What we care about is that the content in here, see how there's spacing, there's like padding on the sides, and if you'll notice, if you look at the design, that same amount of like padding on the sides is like pretty consistent throughout the whole design. So in other words, the design doesn't stretch all the way to the full length of the page to the edges, because that would just look ugly. So what this would be in like CSS terms and coding terms is, it means that they put a container around this to make it to kind of contain their web page. That's why it's called a container. You're containing the content on your page so that it's not all the way stretched out to the sides and looking ugly and going off the page. So what a container class does in CSS is it provides margins and paddings and maximum widths that a website can be before it'll just be white space on the sides, so that your content will just kind of look better. Okay, so that's one example. We can go back here. Can view another. This is like a little web design. These are pretty designs. I used to try to copy these designs and build them as best I could by getting images and just kind of making the same shapes. But again, we have padding here. See this, guys? It's padding. So this is if you were to code this with HTML and CSS, this would be where you put a div with the class of container. You can call it a container, a wrapper, whatever you want. It's usually container. And you make a maximum width for your web page, and then margins and paddings, and then all your content will be lined up like this. So that's what a container looks like. The whole reason why developers use the term container so much is because of popular CSS frameworks like Bootstrap. So this is Bootstrap. It's like a framework for CSS, And people used to rely really heavily on these, and some companies and agencies still use them. Like if you get a job, some companies will be like, hey, we use Bootstrap here. That's just so every developer's on the same page and they can use all the same kind of CSS and know what each other's doing. Because with code, you can write it any way you want and have your own style. But that can also get really messy if it's for multiple developers working on the same project. So a lot of firms will use frameworks like Bootstrap here. And they kind of like, they were the most popular. I think that still probably is the most popular framework. I don't really use it that much for most of my projects. But as you can see, I just typed in container. And they were kind of like the first framework that I remember where like they had the container class that they made up. And then that class would give you like predetermined styles for margin, padding, and width for the screen. So if you download the Bootstrap framework, put it into your coding project, and just put a div with container around stuff, it'll just give it a maximum width based on your screen size using media queries and stuff in the background. But that's why basically container got so popular, like calling it a container is because of frameworks like Bootstrap. So now that we know like what a container is, why it's called a container, what are the origins of it with Bootstrap and all that, I want to go ahead and jump in here and we'll code up a little web page here. Nothing too pretty, but we'll put a container class so you can even further understand it. So I'm just going to create a new file here, and I'm going to call it CSS container. CSS container. I'm just going to open up my Visual Studio Code text editor, and I'm going to go ahead and grab my CSS container file and just drag it in here. It's just an empty file. So I'm in Visual Studio Code. I suggest you code along with me in whatever your favorite text editor is. Visual Studio Code is probably the most popular, so I'm assuming you're using that with me. I'm going to create a new file and just call it index.html. And I'll get my HTML boilerplate code up here using the emit. You can hit Shift ! Tab. And then we'll just call this, make this full screen, call this web page CSS container. Okay. And then we'll go ahead and we'll make some content. Let's go ahead and launch it. I'm going to launch this page so we can make some content and you guys can see it update live. So I'm going to use the live server extension with Visual Studio Code. There we go. Let's grab our web page. All right. So CSS container. Let's make some like dummy content just so we have something to go off of. So I'm going to say div dot box. So we'll have a div with the class of box, and I'll put an h3 in here that just says heading, and I'll put a paragraph, and we'll give it some lorem ipsum placeholder text by typing lorem, and I'll say 30. So 30 words of placeholder text. I'm going to hit tab. There we go. And then let's copy this down several times. Let's say like 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and I'll save it. There we go. We got some dummy content. And then what we'll do here is we'll write some CSS, but just to keep this lesson clean and easy to follow, I'm going to write all my CSS for this video up in my head tag in a style tag. Okay, so we're not going to make a separate CSS style sheet just for this lesson, okay? But we'll do that, and then I'm going to go ahead and give my page a CSS reset. We're going to get rid of the default margin and padding that Chrome gives to our content because we don't want any of that. So margin 0, padding 0, box sizing, border box. And then what we'll do here is we'll give some styling to our box divs. So say dot box. And we'll give it some margin top and bottom of 2 rem so they're not so close together. And then so we'll say 2 rem and then 0 rem for margin. And then let's go ahead, we'll give it background color of like an off gray. Okay. And then we can give it some padding of 1 rem all around. So there you go. Looks a little better. We styled it up. So I'm going to make my screen full page, and we can see now that our content, it looks okay, but it's like stretching all the way across the page, okay? So it's stretching all across the web page here, which is not good. We don't want that. And again, remember, that's where our container class is going to come in. So we're going to make a container class, and then we're going to wrap a div around all of our content, and that'll just kind of suck it in a little closer here so that the web page looks better. First, we'll make our CSS, and we'll just call this class .container. And we'll kind of copy the Bootstrap container. So we'll say max width 960 pixels. And then we'll say margin. We'll just say 0 auto. So 0 top and bottom, auto left and right, which helps center our content. And now it's not going to do anything yet because we didn't put a div with the container class around our content. So let's do that. So we're going to go above this first box. We're going to say .container. Okay, and then I'm going to take the closing div of that container class, and I'm going to put it below this div. Let's copy paste it, or cut paste and save. All right, now let's go view our page again. There you go. So as you can see, our content is now only 960 pixels max width, okay? So once it hits 960 pixels, our container class doesn't let the content go any further. And that's how you make a container, guys. And as you can see, our web page looks a lot more normal, right? We don't have content going off or background colors going all the way across the screen. This looks like more like a normal website. Now I'm going to do right-click and inspect. And we're going to go here to the full page view. And then I'm just going to select the body. And I'm going to open that up, and I'm going to click on that container class. And now what we can do is we can kind of mess with the container by clicking on this 960 pixels for our max width, and we can make it bigger or smaller by using our arrow keys on our keyboard just to see how that affects the page. So let's go up. As you can see, as our container class pixels go up, we have our content's able to stretch out more across the screen. So you can make it bigger. So nowadays, the old container max width used to be like 960. That was pretty standard. But screens are so big. Like, for example, I'm doing this tutorial for you guys, and my external monitors are like 26 inches or 25 inches long. So screens have gotten pretty big and a lot of pixels. So a lot of people, instead of 960, they'll do a default of like 1140 pixels. So 1140, like that. Just because screens are so much bigger nowadays. And even like smaller laptop screens, they have like such high resolution and everything that like they have more pixels on the screens. But it doesn't really matter. You can do what you want. 960 is fine. I still use 960 a lot. Not really a big deal, but yeah. So that's a container, and then we can even make it smaller max width. So see how it's shrinking? Shrinks up all the content. So yeah, guys, that's a container. So hopefully you have a full understanding of what a container class is, where the origin of the container class came from like Bootstrap and stuff, and how they make web pages look bigger. So if you're ever trying to copy a design and you notice that all the content is like sucked in a little bit, just remember that's a container class, and you can make your own and go ahead and make it look just like whatever design you're trying to build, okay? So thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will talk to you in the next video.